Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Affliction League 3.23. In this episode, I'm going to be showing Tier 13 AFK Blight, Tier 13. So this is when you start getting gold oils, and then it's also when you do like T14, you're guaranteed to get T13 or higher. And when you do a T16, like it's T13 or higher, you don't just get a T16. Anyways, for these, I've been doing 2 scouts with the scout anoints, so I'd highly recommend that. And then I should look the ring anoint up while so you can know. It's violet teal, and then. So that's all we do, and our build is zombies main damage, so it's a 6-link zombies, and it's 36, level 36, and then, so we're aggressive. We don't have mage blood yet. We farmed mage blood out of this, so really I got most of my money from like ritual, the league mechanic, altars, and then strong boxes, and then I did blight. So tons of blight, like hundreds and hundreds of blight maps. Back to back, and so my success rate is 90 like 3%, 94%. It's a 1 in 15. It's like 92.5. So you'll win 14 of your 15 blight maps, and you may die in 1 of 15 to a random touch monster, so Solaris touch, whatever. Possible off-screen boss, you know, stuff like that. So it's a thing. So be ready to fail some. So you definitely need all the gear, and if not more defense to survive. Specifically off-screen damage, it doesn't matter about your DPS. It's actually survivability. So yep, if you could get more defense, then it's good. So listen carefully to the build, because this is just enough to have just the success rate we have. So aggressive wand, and then it's just a +2 multi-modded, and this is the double damage +2 multi-modded, and then the helmet is on ancient skull. So I want to explain it. So we already have aggressive, and so some people don't know what aggressive is. Aggressive minions have their targeting range raised to a minimum value. Okay, so they target enemies at a farther range. Okay, so then this thing makes the minions can hear the whispers for 5 seconds after they deal a crit. Minions which hear the whispers take 20% of their max life as chaos damage per second. So if 20% life chaos dot. And then they get 50% attack speed damage, and they do not listen to you. By do not listening to you, they do not follow you, and by not following you, they actually can go a little bit farther than the range of aggressive. So by utilizing both, we get to obviously have aggressive all the time, and then sometimes they can get this purple thing above them if they crit, which we could increase how often they're hearing the whispers by increasing attack speed, increasing crit strike chance, the base crit strike chance, all that stuff, like brittle and assassin's mark, and but you could also just get attack speed and crit strike chance. And then there's, and this was +2 for the socketed gems, which I had Chaos Golem and Spectre in here, but not too important. It was mostly that this helmet also reduces the life of your minions, so be careful, and it'll make them take 20% of their life as chaos. So I did Giga regen, 4% regen, just to counteract the chaos dot, which I still need 1% more regen technically. But the minions are alive and surviving the chaos dot because they're not hearing the whispers 24/7, because they're not critting all the time, because I don't have that much crit yet. So getting more crit could make this more better, but this definitely helped over just aggressive. And you can't get this kind of effect anywhere else, so it is pretty worth it. Then we have level 36 zombies, so it's a +4 chest, and you could also do like Diala's Malefaction, but this chest I really needed the defenses, as I said. I wanted the extra armor, I wanted the extra Ellie res specifically on the astral plate. I needed it. If it was going to be influenced, I wouldn't have implicits all the way until I corrupt this thing anyways. So, yeah, this. And then, you could get the Fizz as Ellie, which I really needed because my Fizz damage reduction sucks. Especially I was doing the altars and I'm deleting all the Fizz damage reduction, or they're overwhelming all of it, so Fizz conversion's good. And then I got rarity, but yeah. And then it's awaken minion damage, empower, awaken brutality, awaken multi-strike, awaken melee Fizz. And then that's the 6th link for the zombie. Could be awaken empower. And then, like, the empower is level 6, which is hilarious. And then we have the Spectres. We're using 2 carnage chieftains, 1 demon harpy, and a nameless thing. And then 27, and then you get the extra spectre at 25, and then the chaos golem, and then link to spell echo, so that you get 2 casts of the demon harpy and the nameless thing, and the chaos golem. And then I have my dread banner with the giga AoE with the awakened generosity AoE support, because it's free. It doesn't cost any mana, because I have these charms in the build: banner no reservation, mana reservation, and minion physical damage reduction, and then onslaught and minion physical damage reduction. It's really good. Okay, so for this, for showcases, I usually run and click all the loot, but I don't actually loot it. Like, I wasn't supposed to loot that Blight Ravage map. Okay, so yeah, because you don't want to see me looting. You'd rather just see what the loot is, and this is the fastest way I can do it. So I just have to. What was that? Okay. Because if I do a whole blight and I show it off, then yeah, so I could have failed that one, like, if a touch thing happened, but at least you would have seen it for the content. And, like, so some of the deaths I had was Solaris filling my screen fully, but, like, really, like I say, I succeed like 15, and then I fail 1. But I didn't actually fail. I was there, so I could just hear myself die and then go, oh shit, or I'm looking at it happen and I'm like, what the fuck, and I die, and then I'm like, okay, let me just re-enter the map. 2 more Blight Ravage maps. This is a T13. 3 Blight Ravage maps. All those stacked. Yo, yeah, we've been printing. These were like 5 or 6C. So even, like I say, 93%, 92% success rate is still fine, because that 1 loss is actually just a loss of time in the loot and not really a loss of anything. You have 5 or 6C cost. It's so cheap. They're so cheap. And, like, 1 opalescent pays for the whole thing. Like, this is 14C, 15C. So yeah, it's been hella profitable. It's not the most profitable thing in the game, but when you can AFK it 92% of the time without dying, hey, that's pretty damn good with me. So yeah, I'll go through the rest of the build now. The 22 stack decks from that map. Oh shit, you got the void? Oh yeah, this is important. So how have I been running them? So I just been quality, add the 3 Azure oils. It's been the Azure because they're only T13. You could do higher, but you have to buy the crimsons. You won't sustain them, and then so it'll feel less good. Apparently I forgot the quality this one actually. But anyways, I alked it, and then I valid it, and I valid because you could get an 8 mod, and you can also get the tainted oils. So I had gotten like 14 tainted oils or something, and I had like, well, 160 black oil, like 60 or like 80 opalescent, like 30 silver, and like 12 gold or something, or like 10 gold. Yeah, so similar gold to tainted when you're corrupting every single one. And so then yeah, corrupted maps, tainted oils, and then they're worth quite a bit. And then at the beginning of the map, make sure your monkey's not stuck in the portal like this. He's a thick boy. That's been that's been forever. So then rest of the build. So +4, and then we have the +3 AMI. Double corrupted for the extra LE res, but technically you don't need it. The LE res extra was for the altars, because I'm deleting literally like 60 res. It's disgusting. It wasn't for the blight, and the attributes don't do anything because I have 19 dex and 59 strength because we switched to Supreme Ostentation, Elegant Hubris, so we don't have to worry about attributes, so it makes gearing really easy in the build. So then yeah, that doesn't do anything for that. It's only LE res, but it's good. It's still good. It's better than the attributes that was there. And then Grave Intentions is actually just an 80 minion damage node for me, and 80 minion damage is the deep wisdom. That's what you normally want to get with this, is just the deep wisdom at least, and then anything else you can just anoint it in the circle, or you could take a 3-pointer. I could path this for 3 points. It's pretty good, but anointing it is also good instead of my Grave Pact. And then yeah, +4, +3. We gave up the +2 AMI, but as you can see, I mean helmet, but as you can see, it's still 36. And then if Awakening Power, it's actually 37. Okay, and then yeah, like I said, the multi-modded wands. I did this because the crafting the wands can get really expensive past this crafted minion damage, and it's only the difference of like 10 to 40 minion damage. So at an extreme cost. Yeah. So, and then this is consistent and good enough for now. We'll upgrade when we can afford it, but we were just getting Mage Blood. Yeah. So then Ring was where I get the survivability. So 43 minion LE res here, but then it's actually improved, so it's 51 minion LE res. And then I have some jewels, so that's the avoid stun. So technically I'm immune to stun, but you don't need it for the blight, so that's also nice. You don't need the 2 jewels for the avoid stun, so you technically have 2 whole jewel sockets as well. But then yeah, minion LE res 11%, and this one minion LE res, so 22 on top of that, so 75 is my total added, and then 23, so we have like 98 extra on the minions. Pretty good. And then yeah, we got tons of move speed. The move speed from this, move speed from the helm, move speed from the dread marches, move speed if I use flesh offering. For blight, I've been using a casting damage taken immortal call setup where it's a level 1 casting damage taken with a level 3 immortal call, 23 qual for the extra qual, cooldown recovery rate, and the reduced amount of damage taken to trigger it. Auras, got Grace, Dread Banner, Pride, Determination, Vitality. I took out Precision because I don't want a 6 aura, so if you die you only have to turn on 5 auras, and it's all fits on this nice clean bar, and you don't have to switch an aura to put on a 6th one, and it, instead of being an instant return on all your auras, you have to switch one, and so this is way more enjoyable, and you don't need it, so bonus. The only benefit really of the Precision would be the crit strike chance to help you crit more to get the hearing the whispers, but like I added this, so I'm still figuring it out. I'm playing with it, you know, fucking with it. And then yeah, this was a fractured minion damage ring, so that's where I have 807 minion damage in this build. Yep, level 36 zombies, classic. We got this glove, it's just chaos res, lightning res, and it was a fractured life. This is the fractured life gloves aren't too expensive, which is actually really nice, and then crafting its way easier because the prefixes can be a nightmare when you need an open prefix for this minion damage craft. Like, you're not crafting life because you would give up the 20 minion damage. Oh, I need to roll Eldritch currency on this glove. What the heck? I'm missing extra minion damage. But yeah, life regen rate was the lucky hit here. I was going just for reses, so the extra life regen rate obviously took up my life regen a little bit more. So that was good, and you would want to, like I say, the defenses is the main spot of improvement. The build has the damage, it's then surviving off-screen bullshit. Yeah, boot, got that life fracture again, and then move speed, and then it's just reses, and so it could have an open prefix to be not frozen, so that you don't have to run Brine King. So you could see how I'm sun immune through a jewel, because I have 51. Oh yeah, this is the 49 avoid stun, and this is the 51 avoid stun. So I'm immune to stun, and then we have immune to freeze. But for Blight, you technically don't need those, so that can make the boot a lot easier, and the, like I say, 2-hole jewel suck gets saved as well, because you don't have to worry about the stun. So if you're just trying to Blight, if you only want to do the Blight part of the build, then it's actually pretty cheap, or cheaper. And then, I need to go over the, so the implicits on that don't matter either. So none of the Eldritch currency, except for the minion damage and maybe the suppression from the glove. Yeah. But I'll go through the flask next after I show the loot. And I'll go through the jewels, because I have some cluster jewels in the tree. And then the Animate Guardian is Gravebind with vulnerability. And so he has a curse on the glove, corrupted. And that's how he gets the sharing that kills. And then he has a chest for explode, 24%, and it also has nearby enemies are blinded, I'm pretty sure. And then he also has the, I changed the shitty weapon that I had to an explode 15% implicit synthesis mod. So now he went from 24% explode to 39, but I gave up the other weapon, and then so he's a relentless fury, and then for the culling and stuff, and then he has the explode 15%, so he's at 39. It doesn't feel as good as like Ashes with all the AoE, but it's still better than nothing, and it's quite noticeable. Helps out for the clear. I looted. Then there was all those stack decks. So then the flask, the life flask doesn't matter for Blight, but in general I like it because instant recovery. And then this is where I get my shock immune, and it's on a ruby, so you can see less duration with increased duration. The duration is 7.5. It's like a granite flask. It's disgusting. It lasts so long. Okay. 12.8 on a topaz. Yeah, so you're like immune to curses. And then you had Taste of Fate, and this is the same reason as the chest. I needed that Fizz as Ellie, and so you can see that a Fizz as Ellie mod was expensive, and so I didn't actually get a perfect one before. I just left it at 12. And then yeah, 9.6 seconds. But the physical damage from hits taken as cold during effect is the important one. You'd want this at 15 technically if it's now affordable, because people have been printing uniques. So then, yeah, increased armor and increased duration. And then you want the less duration one on one of these two, because they have the longer base duration and the lower consumed charges, so that they're going to have higher uptime. And then the Quicksilver can be the... or curse or the armor. And then yeah, Taste of Fate, sick, and that's what I ran for this. And then they're pretty much up all the time. Some final stuff. Animate Guardian Ring, you put the gem in there at level 19 and then click the plus like this to level it up inside the ring, and it gets consumed when it hits 20. So then the other one is, yeah, then it's AoE, Feeding Frenzy, Maim, Minion Life, so that's good. And he's at 111. I had him at 150, but I changed the stuff to put Ancient Skull, lost the +2, lost the life, and so it is what it is for now while I test that. And yeah, so now this part. So we have Elegant Hubris Caspiro, so that's how you get this Supreme Ostentation, so you ignore attributes. And then we also had Slumlord, so that was because we did 149,500. You can use my video for how to do a timeless jewel in POB, but basically I was just looking for stuff on Deep Wisdom, having the right keystone, and then having some stuff in the area. And then like I said, I took the regen to counterbalance the bone helmet so my shit doesn't just die. And then the clusters, I was alt spamming on 84-8 passive, and I got, yeah, the 35 and the 3 with regals and alts and augments. I just kept alting for 35 effect or 3 attack speed, and then when I would hit one of them, I either aug the extra one or I would regal the extra one, and if I miss, I just scour and start over. So all I'm using in the craft is alts, augments, regals, scours. If you had some nutty shit where you have, like, imagine T1 life, 35 effect, T1 chaos, like some nutty stuff, but you're just missing one of them, the 35 or the 3, I would slam it with an X just to try, and that did work sometimes. So anyway, I have this, and people ask, why 8? It was cheap. 8 was like 50C, 9 was like 50C. It gets more expensive as you get more passives on the thing, so it was 12 passive was like 8 divs. This was 50C. And then I just crafted myself, and it was pretty easy to craft, so you didn't have to worry about, like, the base cost, yeah. And then this was a 9, and I hit Ellie res life, but then, yeah, like, move speed and, attack speed and the effect. Disgusting. So then these turn into 4 chaos, 13, 4, 10. And so I could actually divine these to get extra life out of them. But for this, it's fine. And they're not, like, perfect, like I say. They're only the 8 passive, so I wasn't really inclined to spend any more currency on them because they were supposed to be cheap. And then the mediums, Dread March Renewal. Oh, that has an extra mod. What the heck? I need to slime that. And then this one, though, is Dread March Feasting. To get a feasting in the build, you could also get it through the large, 1 feasting. And so you have leech, so you don't need the leech mastery. And then we have the max LE res. Final part, minion chaos res. Minion chaos res. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, 4 Dread Marches and then 2 Minion Chaos Res jewels. But then with them, I also got Taunt, Life, Armor. The Taunt doesn't work in Blight. Blind, cooldown recovery rate, and Life. Cooldown recovery rate can help with the phase run and the flame dash, but really not important. It was extra bonus free. It's like having mana on the prefix. It's just something you randomly get. Then you're not going for it. So then chance to blind will help for lowering. So you can see lowers their accuracy, so it helps you more defensive, and also their evasion rating by 20%. So 20% less of their evasion rating makes your shit more accurate, so you don't need as much accuracy in the build. It's really nice. And then I've also noticed, like, enemies are blinded. Think about it. Just think about an enemy being blinded, not just about the stats. It's gotta do something to the AI, you know? They're blind. They're blind, surely. Anyways, yeah. That's everything. Build sick. Hope you guys have a good time with this. A lot of fun. T13, like I say, 92, 93% success rate. It's good enough. For what it would take to be 100%, isn't worth it for the AFK. So, like I say, it's Mage Blood. So then, yeah, it's worth to put this up so people can farm a Mage Blood. But yeah, this is where I got the Corrupted Blood. And yeah, that's the build. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you like this. And hope you enjoyed the T13 Blights. The state of the game. Ready? Easy first try. Thank you to my Patreon YouTube members who support the channel. Rico549, Joe No Mercy, David, Stephen, Hannes, Cynic, and Sanchin, and then Nicholas and White Wolf. Thank you guys so much. Bye!